In this video, we'll be going over the classwork section of your Google Classroom course. First, let's access our Google Classroom course. At the top, you are able to choose between Stream, Classwork, People, and Grades. We'll be focusing on classwork for this video. As a quick overview of the page, this is where you, as an instructor or a teacher, are going to post the work you are expecting or requiring students to complete. As you can see from here, I have organized my materials, assignments, and resources into topics. You will also be able to see items that you have made a draft of, and any item that is not highlighted is not visible to your students. On the left-hand side, students can choose to isolate themselves in singular topics, so they can see all the posts in full detail. You'll also notice that students are able to comment on posts. Students are able to reply to each other in these posts. Finally, you'll see in the top here Google Calendar and the Class Drive folder. We'll be going over these in a separate video. For now, let's put our attention on the Create button. The Create button is where we are able to create the classwork we expect our students to read, answer, or we can use it to create the topics that we will be organizing our items into. We'll be going over some design choices in a separate video, but for now, we're just going to see what each of these buttons does. First, let's create a topic. Now, when you create a topic, there's only one setting. You choose the name of the topic. This is because there are no actual settings to a topic. It is only a header to help you organize your course. We're going to call our topic Example Topic. Topics are added at the very top, but you can drag and drop freely to where you would like to put the topic. Right now, and Google is reminding you, students can't see this topic as the topic does not have any published posts. We can change that very quickly by adding a post. We have several options to make a post, 5 in total. You can create an assignment, a quiz assignment. You can ask a question that students can answer on the page. You can post a material, or you can reuse a post. Let's start from the bottom. To reuse a post, click Reuse a Post. From there, you're actually able to go to your other courses and this course, and you can grab any old post that you've chosen. So we're going to choose our previous syllabus post. We're going to click Reuse. And what that does is it reloads the syllabus post for you to change and adjust. It retains the title of the post, the description, any files or items that you have linked. It retains the same grouping, which would be sending it to this course for all students, and it retains the topic the post was created in. From there, you can choose Post to immediately post the item, or you can click the drop-down menu to again post. You can schedule the post, you can save it as a draft, or you can discard the post. In our case, we're going to discard this post. Now, next we can create a material. The material item is the simplest item you can use to make a post in your classwork page. The material item is only for linking resources or making simple text posts that you would like your students to interact with. In our case, I can make a title, example material, and then I can choose a description, example material. You can choose to add a Google Drive file, a link to a website, a file you have uploaded from your computer, or a YouTube video. You can also create a new Google Drive file, such as a Google Doc, a Google Slides, Google Sheets, Google Drawings, or a Google Form. The same options exist on the right side. We are going to discard this draft. Next, we can create a question. A question is where students can answer a multiple choice or a short answer problem that is recorded by the teacher, and you can assign it a point system, or you can ungrade it. This is also where students are allowed to reply to one another. This is a good tool for having discourse in your Google Classwork page. We can ask a question that requires a short answer, We can ask one that requires multiple choice, and you'll note that the page changes a little as you go through. Again, you can continue to add resources in the same way you're able with other posts. You can also add a new file and make it on your own at the time of creating the post. You can set a due date for this item, and you can set a topic to put into. The most significant change for this page is that now you have the ability to assign points. In our case, we could assign it 10 points, 100 points, 1,000 points. It's up to you. You can also choose to make it an ungraded item. Finally, when you're ready, click Ask, and that will post the question. You can also choose to ask now, you can ask at a separate time, or you can save the question as a draft. We are going to discard this draft and move on to the next item type. We can create a quiz assignment. A quiz assignment is a quiz. It is a separate page that your students will load into, and they'll be able to answer a full quiz from there. So, in this case, again, you have a title and instructions, and just like in the last one, you're able to choose what course, which group of students, how many points are ungraded. You can give it a due date, and you can put it under a topic. Now, we will go over rubrics in the grading portion of these videos, so we will not be going over that right now. But if you have a rubric already created and you need to have a rubric created, you can choose to hit add a rubric for the grading. To create a quiz, you'll actually have to create a Google form. So we're going to click on the blank quiz it has generated for us. But if you already have a quiz that you want to use, you can actually add that Google form. For now, and as I suggest staff create a blank quiz and make it from scratch. This ensures that the quiz you create is able to easily integrate with your Google Classroom page. So let's go to the blank quiz. If you don't know a lot about how to make quizzes in Google Forms, feel free to take the tour. For now, I'm going to quickly go over some of the options you have. First, you can create the title and describe the quiz. You can make an unlimited number of questions, of which you can make short answer questions, paragraphs, multiple choices, checkboxes, drop-down items. You can have students upload a file. You can have them choose on a scale of 1 to whatever number you want. You can have a multiple choice grid and a checkbox grid. You can have students enter a date, enter a time. All these answers will appear on your response page. You're able to see individual student responses, and you can see a conglomeration of all responses put together. And it will also break it down by student and which students answered what, and it'll give you some graphs and some visuals to kind of give you an idea of what the class as a whole answered. If you click on this, it will create a spreadsheet for those quiz responses. And now that's going to immediately generate a Google Sheet connected to your blank quiz. And from here, you will see the raw data that is available from the Google quiz and what it looks like in a spreadsheet. You're able to use this to grade. You can share this. This is your file to use. From there, you actually have the option to accept responses or to unaccept responses after a certain amount of time. If you choose a due date in the class creating the quiz, that button will be automatically clicked when the due date is up. From there, that's everything we need to know about quizzes. So I'm going to close these pages and I'm going to discard this draft. The final type of assignment that you can make is a simple assignment. From here, you are able to create an assignment and assign work to your students. Work can include a Google Drive item, a link, a file, or a YouTube video that you want them to watch. As always, you can also create these documents here in place. You're able to add a due date, you're able to add a topic, and you're able to grade it, and you can give it a rubric. This is mainly for what we suggest as writing or research assignments. For example, if you were to add a Google document to this page, then every student would have a copy of that Google document and they are able to edit their copy and turn it back into you. As always, you can choose to assign, schedule, or save the draft. For now, we're going to discard the draft and end this video. Thank you.